Go.
Hi, welcome to Tuesday. No, you're not wrong. It is Tuesday, it's not Thursday. I've got 3 days off and I'm very, very looking forward to it. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do yet. I've got a pattern I'm working on. So we'll just poodle, really. Before we get started, we're doing a wave, a tuck and wave. As opposed to tuck and roll, we're doing a tuck and wave. So just a few things to go through. We've got scrap packs on our daily deal. So it weighs, I don't know whether it weighs 2 meters or whether it was 2.5 meters, but it's done by weight. Ooh, like that. I might have to have this one. So this is a scrap pack ideal for applique. There's some bigger ones in there if you're doing a scrappy quilt. They're £5 at the moment. There's a limited amount. So first come, first serve, really. The other daily deal we're doing, again £5. I think Sarah just put them at £5 so that I'd remember, rather than give me lots of things because my brain's not working at the moment. Yes, it does work sometimes, just for those who go, does it ever? Miffy, look at that. That would be lush. Thanks, Sam. That would be lush as a quilt panel. There is some coordinating fabrics as well. They'll be on the website, and if they're not, they will be. But yeah, I thought that was quite cool. You could just, what's the word? Quilt. What do? We quilt. You could just quilt round them. You don't need to do anything that's majorly, you know, it'd be a nice hand quilting thing as well. You could buy one of these and one scrap pack and put a scrappy outside if you wanted. Nikki, I've put, or somebody, Sarah, is putting the silicone on the website as well for you. Was there anything else I needed to tell you? I'm sure there was something else. Nope, it's gone. It might come back to me. So, what are we doing today? Look, I've got my bag that Sarah made. Look at that. We are doing... Now, we're doing a wave and tuck. Ah, there it is. I wonder where that had gone. Okay, we're doing a wave and tuck. Now, this is one that I did. You know, I like to do more than one thing. This is the one that I did. And it's... I did it at 2.5 because I thought jelly roll, we could use jelly roll. You get strips left over. It'd be an ideal way to use one of those up. But I think 2.5 is just too big. So I went down to a 1.5. Okay, so we're going to I'm going to show you how to do it on the 1.5. All right. So what they called honey bun. A honey bun would be good for this. If you had any strips left over or you wanted to make a whole quilt, this would be quite a cool quilt actually. Well, I quite like that idea. And you could do it like you would just sew your 1.5 inch to a 1.5 inch plain, or you could do it the other way, I suppose. So you would have your 1.5 inch of fabric, coloured fabric, and 1.5 inch of a coordinating or contrasting, or there's loads on the web, on the internet that are, you know, that go through it. It's pretty cool. So we have the strip. Okay, now I've already sewn a load together because you don't want to watch me going up and down 14 times, okay, or 28 because you do it twice, I suppose. So I've put my 2 strips together. Before we go on any further, who am I talking to? Who's here?
So we got Jean, Caroline, Fiona, Nikki, Linda, Diane.
Hi.
Those are the people who have commented.
Loads. Yeah. Quite a lot of you come on and watch but don't actually say anything, and we do appreciate your support even though you're not a chatter. So I've sewn this 2 1.5 inch strips together. I've ironed it out flat. I've just had a look and I think I'm ironing it. Yeah, I'm ironing it the right way. I ironed them all the same way. So some goes to the dark side, some to the coloured. Okay. So we're going to sew this. Now, one of the things that I was watching a lady called, I think it was Janet Raya, very proper spoken lady. Seemed like a gentle soul. She, I enjoyed listening to her. She was very English. Do you know what I mean? It really clipped. I'll find the link for it and send it to you. She was doing it. That was the video I watched, and I also looked at a few websites, but there was nowhere really that was concise. So I've sewn these. I've sewn all of these together, and you just, as you can see, you just sew them one after the other. So you want one of your outside fabric and one of your inside fabric. Okay, you can see that the colour is inside. All right, so I'm going to sew this one on, and one of the things that she said was try and remember to sew. If you sew that way on your first one, you've got to sew that way on the second one, because otherwise you're going to pull, everything pulls to the one side. So by doing it alternately, it more or less stays straight. Okay, so going over to the sewing machine, I'm going to sew this one on, and then I'll show you what to do next. So is there any comments there for me so far?
Let me take a look.
Okay, so I'm using a 1/4 inch, okay, which takes my strip down to 1 inch. And you've sewn both sides.
Heather asked, am I too soon for the scrap packs?
No, I think Sarah went on and I heard her muttering, must make sure that they're live. So I would imagine you can go on there and order one straight away. Yes, I could. When she was putting them on, all I could hear was, is it live? Have I pressed the button? So right, we have sewn that one on there, right? And I'm going to iron it out. I want to make sure that I'm ironing it the right way. Hang on, I'll be back now. Stay there. Okay, so I've ironed it out flat. Now, what you do is you've got your strips. You're going to take the bottom of your of my black strip. I'm going to take it over, okay, and I want to iron the crease in to that. Is that all right? Is that in the right place? So we're going to iron the crease into that, okay. Now I went and chose all these fabrics. It's a rainbow, of course, because we're working with me. But they're all different. They're not from the same same range or anything. Right, so you take the bottom of the black and you're going to sew in, you're going to iron in the crease. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then you're going to pull this crease to meet the bottom of your coloured fabric, Can I have a pin cushion, please?
Doesn't that work?
Any pin cushion. She's got loads of pin cushions. Okay, and then you're going to pin it in. No, you're not. You're not going to pin it yet. What you're going to do is you're going to sew using this edge as your edge. You're going to sew a 1/4 inch in so that you're actually putting in an edge and holding it together. Okay, so I'm going to sew the 1/4 inch on these two here, and then we're going to come back. All right. Okay. I think everything's stopped for lunch in this house. Phil's been sanding in the kitchen. Oh, this is white. Right. We're just going to do it in the white, okay? This will show you what it is. Okay. You'll be able to see it. You might have to unpick it, or we'll go from there. Or make a smaller cushion. So I'm going to make sure that you've got your crease. Okay. Now ideally, you'd like your crease. You'd like your crease to not show any of the colour, I suppose. But since we're going to flip it, I don't think it's really going to matter. So we're going to put another 1/4 inch on that one there, and then I will show you. See, now I thought, when I was over in the shop, I thought, I must remember to have a look and see if there's a black. Take a black with me and do a bobbin. I'll have a look and see if she's got a black bobbin in her machine. And I totally forgot. But hey, serendipitous, you'll be able to see this. You'll be able to see what I'm doing. If I did it all in black, you wouldn't be able to see. Now another thing that you could do is do each line in the coordinating colour. That would look quite nice. So I've sewn down the crease in. Sewn the crease in. So we're now going to put this so that the top of my crease meets the bottom of my coloured fabric. And we're going to pin that down. Okay, like that. Do both sides first. So I'm going to take it down so that it meets the bottom of my fabric. Any questions so far?
Linda said it's nice and effective. About the white.
With the white?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. My dogs sit on my cushions in the end, so I suppose they're not going to care whether it's white or black. Everything gets made into a cushion. Perhaps I'll make it into a, I don't know. What could I make it? What else could I make it into? I haven't got the time to make a big full quilt, so that's out. Right. So I've folded all that down. Do you know, I thought you were able to iron over these, right? You can see I've sewn through that one. I thought you were able to iron, but I ironed 2 yesterday and ironed the heads off. So I'm not sure that they are completely. Right, so now I'm going to sew down the sides so that I'm holding those folds in without the pins. Okay, so back to the machine. One day I'm going to have that mirror down, I'm sure. Not that I do it on purpose, but you know what I mean. My bum's bigger than Sarah's now. I think it's always been bigger than Sarah's, but it's definitely bigger now. Right, you have to be careful as you're going down here. I took the eye off the ball, because the feed dogs are, I mean, probably a walking foot would be best to do that. That's something that we could go through, isn't it? A walking foot. The feed dogs are pulling the fabric through differently, so you have to be really careful as it goes through. I'm holding the fabric down so that I'm keeping the fold where I want it. Now you could pin closer, but that didn't seem to. There we go. I couldn't do this bit yesterday. I tried to do as much as I could. Right, now do we tempt fate and go back up? Okay, so we're going to go up and hold. So I'm going up. So any questions there while I'm doing this?
Mum said flower head pins melt, that's why you need magic pins.
Oh, well, I might have to invest in some magic pins then.
Jean said, could it be used for a bag?
It might be able to. I'm going to put more lines in this one. The white one that I did, because my folds were 2.5 inch, I couldn't put more more waves in it. I could only do the two lines, the one line out the middle. Yeah, I couldn't get it to do 3.
Is that even going in?
Hey?
It doesn't look like it's going in.
The blooming bobbin. Okay, right. Where am I? Cut that. See, everyone needs an Alex. That's the only thing I would change on these machines, I think, is if we're going to put green in there, is I would like them to be able to say, your bobbin's finished. My V3, which is just an embroidery machine, she tells me when it's finished. Right, we're going in with green, all right? So this is where you find out whether your tension's good on it. Thanks, Al. I could have got all the way down to the bottom if I'd have been on my own. Right, okay. So, okay, we're doing this. So, what's everybody working on? There's some amazing quilts and things coming out. Heather, your quilt is just stunning. If you haven't seen Heather's quilt, go on the Gigglers of Geckos. Go on the Gigglers page. I'm sure Sarah or Sean will put up a link there for you. And have a look at some of the ones on Wonder on Motivational Monday. Is it? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. And of course it's all in my favourite colour. Anybody doing anything? This is really boring, I'm sorry folks.
Not that.
No?
Sandra said, I'm struggling with a tote bag.
Oh, are you? Do you want to give us a ring and we'll sort of talk it through? Because it didn't have instructions, did it? We might have instructions that we can send you a photo of, or you can send the butler to pick up instructions. I'll have a look and see if I can find some for you. Right, we're nearly there. I'm going to change the foot for the next bit. Okay. So, as you can see, Sarah's tension on her machine is perfect. my sewing is not. This is why you don't use a contrasting thread, because it shows it all up. But all this would get hidden in my side pieces, okay, if I make it into a cushion. Right, so I can take all these pins out. Okay, those are Sarah's. I'm going to take all these out because we're going to need these now in a minute. Now in a minute. Thank you. I think we should teach Alex how to do something. We've got Beth doing it, and Drew did a tote bag. We need to find something for Alex to do. Right, now what you're going to do is you're going to flip these, okay? Now, have we got a chalk pen? The best thing to do is to decide how many lines you want, okay? Now, like I say, because I was using, come up by ear, because I was using the 2.5, the amount of flip that goes on it, there wasn't enough room for me to flip 3 rows of these, okay? Now, one of the rules of thumb that you can go with is things are better in odd amounts. So a single thing, or you go with 3 or 5 and work your way up. It's one of those things that is supposed to be aesthetically pleasing. So what we're going to try and do is get 3 on here. So in order to get 3, I need 1, 2. I need 2 lines, don't I? Yes, I need 2 lines holding them down. So between there and there, have we got a longer ruler? There we go.
Sandra and Pamela are concerned about the whatever it is in your jumper.
Oh, that, yes. I found it in something that was on the shelf, and it pricked me, so I took it out and put it there thinking I was going to take it out. But you'll find most of my tops, they come out of the washing machine and they've still got safety pins all over them when we're up and running. Right, it's not quite 14 between those 2 lines, okay? But we're going to think of it as 14. So, what's 3 into 14 now? Roughly. Be roughly 4
and 2/3.
4 and 2/3.
Or 4
okay.
and a half.
So we're going to go 4. It won't be quite 2/3 is more, isn't it? So yeah. We're going to go there. It's 4 that way. And we're going to go 4. Where was it? There. Okay. So we're going to. It wouldn't matter where I put the pins, would it? No. There we go. Right. So we're going to draw a line down here. Okay. It's just a rough line going down. Okay. Now I'm using a chalk pen because I don't think a Frixion would show. So I've got one of the Roxanne pencils on the website. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to sew down here. All right? And then we'll do the next bit. Oh. So I want to change that foot for a normal foot so that I can see it going down. Okay, I'm going to sew these going down because they're easier. Again, a walking foot would probably be easier. I didn't think of that. So as you're sewing, you want to try and keep it all folded up. All right, concertinaed. So I'm going to go down here. So as I'm going, I'm pushing the bottom in. Yeah. Gets a bit hot for Al's hands there. So we're going to go. So can you see that I'm pushing the other bit under and lining up my lines that I've just drawn. I'm watching a lot of things, the origami type things that you know, where you fabric manipulation. I'm really enjoying looking at some of those. Okay, that one, and then we're going to do the other line. Where are we? Oh, my foot stuck. Been fighting with Daphne this morning. She's a real little darling today. So I'm going to go down here. Now, because I don't know whether I'm going to pull all the white out, I haven't done lock stitch at the top and the bottom, but it probably wouldn't hurt to do your lock stitches. I generally try to do them as a matter of course, but I haven't. Okay, so I've put those two lines in so that we've now got, okay, so we've now got 3 segments, and with these segments we're going to flip up the middle and pin it down, all right, like that. I'm going to flip it up. The black's not easy to look at for me, so there we go. So one of the things I want to do on my time off is rip out carpet. Dave's commandeered one of the spare rooms, the front room. He's commandeered it to turn it into a yoga studio. So we want to get rid of the carpet and put some flooring down and move some of the furniture out so that he can put his arms out, because he started doing Zoom classes. He goes to Zoom classes, but he also teaches them, and he wants the room. So he's been putting off and putting it off. So we've got a tip run booked for Friday, so we're all on it. Sarah's got Phil painting the kitchen, so Dennis is full of noises of changes. Anything going on there, Al? Because I'm now wittering.
Sandra said the ballet is having his inoculation Thursday and the chauffeur has taken him to Splot.
Ah. Yes. Oh, somebody else I know is going to Splot to have theirs done. I moved here to Dennis from Powys. No, from Birmingham. Moved to Dennis from Birmingham. And my dad had been working down here for about 18 months before we moved, and he works at Allied Steel, which is, I don't know what it is now, but out, you know where the magic roundabout is, you would go in off there. But he came home and said he was working at Splot. Now I wanted to move to Splot because I just love the name. It's very up and coming now, I think. So you would do this on all of these, and then we're going to sew up the middle and sew them down. I wonder if I should have started in the middle and worked over. Never mind. Right. My legs struck Alex. So I'm going to put this in under again. You could draw another line so that you know you're going straight, but as nothing else is straight at the moment. So you want your lock stitch there to stop it unravelling afterwards. And then going to go straight up the middle. Hopefully up the middle. Any comments?
Yeah, there was one. Kate said working on my crochet and knitting a cardigan.
Ooh.
Still no sewing done.
Yeah, I've got crochet there. I keep forgetting to pick it up. Okay. Going back to the inoculations, Sarah informed me today that they're almost close to when I have it done. They're now on the 65 to 69s in our health centre. Cheeky bugger, I'm nowhere near 60 yet. Right, okay. So take all the pins out. And as you can see, we have a rainbow. So you would repeat that going up, all the way up, then do this one and then this one, okay? Any questions?
No.
No?
A couple people talking about splot.
Talking about splo.
Splot.
Yes. My dad used to call it splo. We moved to splo. So that would be our rainbow, okay? Now, in order to make this into a cushion, we tend to make our cushions about 18 inches. Come up here. Okay? We tend to make them about 18 inches because a 20-inch cushion pad will fit in. Now, this measures 14 by 14. So I would add at least a 2.5 to a 3-inch strip all the way around. Now I can't decide whether I would add it in the black or whether rainbow or whatever. In order to do a back, you want to decide how you're going to finish it off. If you're going to make a cushion out of this, right? Are you going to do an elephant back, an envelope back, or are you going to put a zip in it? Or finishing it off completely. So I don't know whether anybody is stuck on cushions or whether this is something that you've all done. I'm assuming it's something you've all done, but you know, there could be a technique we could show you how to do a load of cushion fronts and finish off different cushions for you, you know, with different things. Okay, so there's a thought. That's something that you'd like to see. That's it. I would just then pin and sew the other two, okay? And I think it looks quite cool. What do you think? Yeah? See? Everybody loves a rainbow. But I think I might go and unpick all the white and put black in because I don't like it. I don't like it. So... But tension's quite good, sir. That's it. That's me done. I'm out. I'm withering now. So Sarah's back tomorrow with block of the day, block of the week, and she's also there on Thursday. That'll confuse you all again. And I'll see you next week. I'm on Wednesday and Thursday next week, so I better get my block ready. I think I've got the one that I'm going to do. So I'll see you soon. No questions?
There was one that just went past. Angela said, it's been a long time since I put a zip in, so I'd love a refresher session, please.
Okay, we can do that. We can, if I finish this one up to putting the back on, and I'm sure there's other things there that we can show you how to put a zip the easiest way to do a cushion. If you're one that makes a lot of cushion covers, like we do, because they're, you know, it's learning a technique, you might want to just sew it straight in, and then when you come to change it, you just change the whole thing. Right, okay, see you next week. Ta-ra.